So the other day, I learned that the importance of Draco Malfoy and the Chinese New Year.
What the fuck are you talking about? Because he's in Slytherin. What?
No,
I have a lot of
so
questions already.
I don't even remember all the information, and I'm sure fact checker will pull it up and have my back. But like, apparently in China for the Chinese New Year, they use pictures of Draco Malfoy for celebration.
In relation to, like,
In
why?
relation to
In
the
regard
Chinese
to.
New
No, no,
Year.
no, I get that. I started changing what I was saying because I knew you were going to fucking say that. Like, in regards to what specific part of Chinese New Year are they like, yes, let's use this child's imagery?
Like as a fortune, as a good luck thing, as a good luck charm. In fact, most of the time they put him upside down too.
What part of that kid is good luck? His life objectively is ass.
So apparently, I fact checker, please help me out. But like apparently, because I watched it like and it was like 1 a.m. and I'm like, oh shit, bruh, and then I went to bed. But maybe I dreamt it. No, but something along the lines of the Draco Malfoy's name in like written characters means like happy Chinese New Year,
Horse
good
and
fortune, or some shit.
fortune. It's a bit of a play on the phrase, which welcomes prosperity in the year of the horse. So it's specific, I think, for this year, maybe?
For the year of the horse. Yeah, I guess so.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. What the fuck?
Upside down too.
Oh, fuck. That's so good.
It's just so like I remember seeing a short and I'm like, it doesn't make sense.
You're like, I don't understand this even remotely. I like that it's literally just wordplay. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, we talked about it a lot of Japanese humor, a lot of anime that never gets dubbed. Same goes for China, I guess. Is like most of it's wordplay because it's like somebody be like, my name is this, but it's spelled with this character, which can also mean this, and it's just like, as an American, what the fuck are you talking about? But like that shit is like, it's like good pun work over there.
Yeah, it's like good pun work.
Yeah,
they're putting in the Lord's work over there. Oh, fuck. Speaking of Harry Potter.
I know. I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy, and I'm actually in love with it. I mostly enjoy it as a game mechanic perspective of like, you start as a fifth year, and I'm like, how are they going to do that? Because like I read the books, I understand how it is. Like, how are you going to get sorted, everything? Do you just pick that at the beginning? And they do a pretty good job of like kind of explaining that you're like a late student, and you're sorted on spot, and like, because... How do you play a game where you're supposed to be learning these like higher level spells, but you still don't know like shit like Wingardium Leviosa, and that's just shit. What's like, well, you're a new fifth level wizard, so you're like going through the rigmarole of classes and shit. And I'm like, this is kind of cool. I like this.
Also, objectively, did quite a good job building out the world because, like, the castle, I was pretty fucking impressed with because that's obviously a very hard piece of architecture to put together. Like, shit moves and things are weird.
I think they even explain it too about how like you ask somebody like, how was Hogwarts when you were a kid, and they're all like, oh, very different. The castle changes every couple of years to be whatever, and it's just like they're kind of explaining like, we designed the castle this way in our game, but like whatever castles in the movies or whatever, like that can be whatever. Like it's all whatever. Like that shit's kind of cool. I
kind of like the fighting in it too. It's
not. I don't mind it.
I don't necessarily think it's like pristine, but I was actually pretty impressed with it. I think my biggest beef is that they very much advertised it to have a morality or decisions matter sort of a game, and I don't really think that's the case at all. Like, it's a good.
Did you beat it?
Say what?
Did you beat it?
No, I've never beaten it, but like you can.
I mean, how would you know?
No. I understand that some of your decisions like have effects. It's just it's not on a very, like, you can Avada Kedavra people and they're not like, oh my god, fuck this kid, like, they're killing people. You could, like, Avada Kedavra somebody.
I don't have that spell yet.
Yeah, you can get it.
Shit. Hell yeah.
Spoilers.
I'm not... Spoilers.
But that doesn't do anything for your moral compass when you're talking to other people, which I'm like, I think that would have been really cool.
I understand it. I mean, I come from the background of video games that I like are very Fable, Knights of the Old Republic, Infamous, where it has like a morality spectrum of like, well, this decision makes you good, this decision makes you bad, and that changes the way the world is, how you're seen, and like the powers that you have. Like that's the kind of shit I'm for. And I'm okay with Hogwarts Legacy only kind of having a die at that, because it's like it's trying to tell a narrative.
Yeah, and that's my thing, is like it's really not that big of a beef. Just if I had like two things, it would be that more in-depth morality system, and then more dialogue with NPCs, I think would have been nice. But it is very much it's telling a story, and I think it does a good job telling the story, so I'm not like that upset about it. But those are my only gripes.
Yeah, and I know I'm years late to the party, but I'm glad I didn't pay $60 for it up front.
To the turf.
Transphobia and stuff. Yeah, exactly. But
also,
it was for free back for Epic back in December. And what had happened, and I was explaining this to you, but like I saw somebody on Reddit talking about it, and they're all like, ugh, it's just another shovelware game that's just open world, and you're able to just run around and do whatever, and it's got puzzles and tasks, and I'm like, all of those are check marks for me. Like, great. I love the new Assassin's Creed. Like, I hate it when people talk like shit on like open world games. Like, no. When we were growing up, we were wishing for open world games every game. Like,
this was the dream. 6-year-old me playing Hogwarts would be shitting my pants, because the shitty like movie to game adaptions that existed at the time. There's like one.
Rachel.
There's I forget which one. I think it was like Year 2
Chamber
or something.
of Secrets. It was Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, there's like a scene where you can fly on your broom or some shit in one of those games, and I was like, oh, beautiful freedom. Like, oh my God. And it was garbage. It was ass.
I was a big fan of the Quidditch game when it first came out. Like, that was like, as a sports game, I'm like, this is good.
That is one thing that I'm like, I really want them to release like a DLC or something of this game where it adds Quidditch, because I get why they avoided it. But I'm like, add a fucking like sports pack.
Too many mechanics. Like, I'm happy with the mechanics they have now, where it's almost like Barbie Adventure, where it's just like you run around and you get like things and you solve like little simple puzzles. Like, it's a very perfect I'm gonna fuck off game high, and I'm not high. I don't know.
There are the what is it, the Merlin trials? I'm like, what? Who came up with this? This is the world's simplest, but I throw leaves in the air and then I like look at stuff and I'm done.
There's I've only just started doing them, but there's already one where I'm like, I don't know what this is, and I'm moving. But then like there's like the next one I went to is just like, I'm Merlin, these are my trials. Jump from this platform to that platform. Yeah. It's like,
and I'm like, what order was I supposed to be doing these in? Because clearly it's not the one that I'm going in. And then I like the archway puzzles where you kind of have to do the weird math or whatever.
I had to look it up, but I knew what it was at first. But I'm like, no, this doesn't make any sense. Like, I did the math, and like, cause I knew what it was the second I saw it. I'm like, okay, these are symbols. I have to gotta add them up. But it's not equating, and these symbols aren't even possible on this one. And then I Googled it, and it's just like the numbers are 0 through 9. I'm like, I thought it was 1 through 10.
Yes,
I'm stupid.
That was my problem too. Is I was like, what the fuck? I should be opening every goddamn door. And then I did the same thing.
Once I knew what the key was, it was like easy, but like it was just stupid. It's. I feel like if I fiddled around with it for another hour, I would have like eventually noticed it's 0 through 9.
See, and I think that's why I liked that puzzle, is because I sat there angry at it for like a while before I looked it up and went, oh, son of a bitch, you got me.
Also, where we are as a podcast is the Grammys just happened. Have you watched it yet? Do you know about any of the things?
No, you can spoil it all for me. Tell me what happens.
Olivia Dean wins Best New Artist.
Fuck yeah, good for her.
Yeah, Lola Young won Best Single, if I recall. There was a lot of ones where I'm like, I don't care about this Jelly Roll. I don't care. Of course, Lady Gaga Mayhem wins Best Pop Vocal Album. That was only going to happen. Yeah, but Lola Young won, and it beat out Sabrina Carpenter, Lady Gaga, and Chappell Roan. So I'm like, damn. Yeah. And of course, Chappell Roan had the nippliest fucking dress I've ever seen in my life.
It was so
I don't
good.
mean that her nipples are poking out. Quite the opposite. There were no nipples, but the dress was hung from her nipples, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. That shit was so crazy. I was like, what a baller choice. Is she like covered up her actual nipples? Because that's the part that's risque. And then like the dress is pierced through where the nipple normally would be. What a genius fucking move.
Another thing is with the new artists is I haven't heard of Somber before because I don't really listen to the radio or pay attention to charts. And Somber is playing and I'm like, whoa. And I went on a deep dive of Somber because I'm like, this song is really good. And it turns out that was his only good song. That's the only song I like.
Yeah, when you started talking about him and you were like, I don't know who he is, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to be disappointed.
Well, the song was like 12 to 12 or something. And I'm like, damn, this is a fucking funky bop. And then I listened to the album today and I'm like, snore.
That's exactly how I felt because somebody I know went to one of his concerts or something, and I guess there was some controversy or something where he says a lot of really sexually explicit things on stage and like gets kind of weird, but a lot of people that listen to his song are like 8 to 12. And so people were like, I don't know if I like this. And he was like, well, I'm an adult and I can do whatever I want. Fuck off. And I'm like, I mean, that's true, but it is still a little weird.
I guess so, but you got to know you're going to not.
You're going to ruffle some feathers here. But yeah, so because of that, they were going to that concert and then they told me about that. And I was like, well, I'm curious what he sings about and shit. And then listened to it and was like, wow, I could certainly care the fuck less for this human being. Like, it's just.
Yeah.
Most of it's like just okay.
I was listening to the album and I'm all like, I recognize 12 to 12 and I think it's a bop. I think it's really catchy, but like the rest of them are all like the same song almost. Like, and it's something I was just thinking about. But then the album I listened to today, that is my recommendation for today. I was like, every song sounds different. So many albums I'll like listen to, and like I also listened to the new Beck album today, and I'm like, it all sounds the same. It's got Ramona, and Ramona's good, but Ramona also came out like fucking 20 years ago when Scott Pilgrim came out. The rest of it's kind of covers, and it's not his best Beck album. That's all I'm saying.
Doesn't Beck put out like a lot of albums?
Beck's been around forever.
Yeah, I just mean like some of them are just gonna be okay.
That is true. Yeah, like Beck.
If you're
Beck's not a one-hit wonder. Beck's not a one-hit wonder because like every 100 songs there's a banger, and it's like whoa. Except in the beginning. In the beginning, it was all good.
Shotgun methods.
Like Devil's Haircut. Damn, what a banger. Welcome to We Have That Podcast at Home, your cold classic kiss in the dark. I'm on brand Mitch.
Are you back to doing that thing where you list part of a song lyric?
I did that last year too. Or I did that last week.
I mean also last year. And I'm on brand Rachel, and I never get the song. Each week we play Russian roulette with our success and spin a wheel to find out the genre of the next week's podcast. Last week our spin landed on I think pop culture. Yeah, pop culture.
Absolutely did. By the way, that's anti superstar from Hot and Freddy. So
side note, when I was like, is that a song lyric? My brain instantly went, at some point I hope you go, welcome to We Have That Podcast at Home, the only podcast to tequila. I'm on brand. I couldn't I thought of it and started laughing while I was talking. I was trying to think of songs I would get, and it was the first one that popped up.
That's hilarious.
Fuck. Oh, Jesus.
So on the docket today is what I'm dubbing Triple Threat Nostalgia, where we watch 3 different childhood cartoons from the 80s, 90s, and judge them. The twist being that we've only watched the first episode and the final episode as a way to sort of deprive ourselves of context. We want to see the beginning and the end to gauge how different it is and if there's any sort of growth at all, or if it's just one of those shows where you could have just watched any episode out of order. There will be spoilers for these 40-year-old shows, so fucking chill.
So goddamn relax.
Cards on the table, I would have liked to watch these whole shows in their entirety, but who genuinely has the time for that? Like some of them are 65 episodes. I only have time to binge watch 15 years of Supernatural, but it did take me a whole year to do that, and it wasn't a part of the podcast. So
it was, yeah. I mean, you recapped it, so it was kind of a part of the podcast.
So let's fucking let's fly into it.
Brief preemptive apology because apparently I didn't copy and paste my notes into the first episode that we talk about, but I have a few, so I apologize.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think the first one, like some of them are just kind of brief. Like I'm trying to avoid like a lot of the plot notes because I'm like, a lot of this doesn't matter.
I wrote down probably like more than I will even remotely talk about. Like I only copied and pasted like a couple notes here and there for the rest of the episodes, but I apparently forgot to do the first one, so I don't know what happened.
This is mostly as a kind of just reviewing the show as a whole, even though we're only watching the first and last, and then like comparing the difference between the beginning and the end, because sometimes it matters, but in the 80s and 90s
it often does not.
A lot of it didn't.
You know what also helps?
Tequila?
Yeah. No, I did this thing where I don't know what the fuck happened, but when I clicked on the first episode for the first show that we talk about, it played the last episode. So then I watched, and then it kept like refreshing or some shit. I don't know. YouTube was being weird. So I had this really weird experience where I watched like the first half of the last episode, and then I watched the last half of the first episode. And
That's
then when I started watching the last episode, I was like, why is it the exact same? Like, was this an artistic choice? And then I got far enough, and then I like fast forwarded it because I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, wait, the ending's different. Like, what is going on here? And then I went back to the first one and discovered that I'd gone wholly awry a while ago. And that was my experience.
My favorite part is that almost doesn't matter.
No, it's super didn't. Especially because the ending of the first and last episode are like almost the same.
Dude, okay, so getting into it. The first one we're doing is Flyz with a Z. It's 1996, one season. It's like 26 episodes or something like that.
Yeah, I believe you are correct.
Starting from the top, Dragonflies, which we touched on a couple episodes back, and it's what inspired us to do this kind of episode. This show is based on the toy line, which is always a great sign. It's pretty common for this era, but like this one is like a blatant toy ad. Like they weren't always just like, buy our toys, buy our toys, buy our toys. Dragonflies.
Do you think that's why they just bombed us with the word Dragonflies every like maybe minute?
Dude,
I was going to say 30 seconds and I was like, that's a bit much. It is probably about every 2 minutes though.
This show is 80% one-liner, but like the same like 5 one-liners. It's like Dragonflies maximize and some other thing. I don't remember.
I love at one point you put like this is why we're all ADHD, and I specifically I felt that when we move on to the next show because I was like, wow, this one really slowed it down and like let story happen, and I was like, wow, I can feel my ADHD disengaging from this one.
I don't even remember where that note is, but let's get to it more naturally. So from Wikipedia, the setting is post-apocalyptic version of the 41st century. I like how it says version of the 41st century, like there's an original one. Whatever. The disaster responsible...
They're hoping it's still popular when the 41st century rolls around.
Oh, is he going to get a real renaissance? Man, remember Dragonflies is predicting this?
They really got it right, dude.
The disaster responsible for the world state is called the Cataclysm and is implied to have been caused by nuclear warfare. The Cataclysm caused the extinction of most of Earth's inhabitants, ecosystems, and species. The planet's surface has become barren and volcanic, with rivers of lava running across the surface. The surface world is mostly uninhabitable, with the exception of animals which have adapted to the environment. The surviving human population lives in the floating city of Airlandis,
which is extremely creative.
Okay, so the first episode, the intro song is garbage.
Oh, it was really bad for the first episode. It was not good.
I feel like, for both of them, I feel like these kinds of shows rely so heavily on the theme song. You're looking for Thundercats. Thundercats are on the loose. Thundercats move. I don't remember what it was. Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. I'm stupid. I'm hot. I'm already sweating. That's not a good time.
I almost spit out my water because you like first repeated it with gumption, and then you abandoned it and went, Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are on loose.
Thundercats are on the move. Yeah, but everybody remembers the theme song first. The theme song is so important with these cartoon shows for kids. Like, that's what you remember. Not the plot, not the toys, some of the toys. But what's weird is that this Dragonflies, the ending theme song, is much more appropriate, but it's at the end. It's also really bad, but in kind of like a funny way where it's just like Dragonflies, like it's stupid. So the show centers on the Dragonators, who ride on dragons in search and rescue operations. They're like the Air Force. What is weird, though, is that they can fly, so I don't know why they're flying on dragons.
Yeah, I feel like they had to add dragons because fucking Dragonflies wasn't enough of a pickup for this being like a cool show, you know?
This is a cocaine binge thought where they're like, dude,
what if we had
best
dragons?
Idea.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So we start out with The Earth Dies from a narrator who has zero faith in the show. He's getting paid $20. One of the Dragonators, his name is Peak. It's either Peak or Keith. I don't think I actually heard it right.
So also me watching the last episode while reading your notes for the first episode, I was like, what the fuck is Gamage talking about? Didn't tip me off. I don't know why I didn't look into it further. But no, I think his name is Peak. Like a mountain peak.
I mean, that's what that is what I did write down.
Oh, did you? I thought you said Pete.
No, Peak. I said Peak or Keith. Like,
it's certainly not
the worst name.
No, I think it's Peak because a couple of them are named shit like fucking Forest and River. Not actually those things, but a few of them are named other things.
Yeah, I was watching
Apex,
this.
That's one.
Yeah, I wrote it down somewhere in here, but I don't remember where. But like in my notes, I even wrote down that like I was watching this with Brittany, and Brittany hears Peak, and then she's like, "Is that Peak or Keith?" Like she thought it was Keith.
It would have been so good if his name was Keith, though.
I mean,
it's God, we gotta rescue Keith.
It could be either way. So Peak is a Dragonator, and he attempts a hot dog with an enthusiastic "let's dip and rip." He rhymes a lot, but his maneuver is called hot dog because one of the guys said, "I said no hot dogging." So this is a common occurrence.
Do you know what hot dogging is?
No, I don't, I guess.
Okay, so if you're on a motorcycle, hot dogging is when you're driving and you like lean the top of the motorcycle back and forth. Or you're doing, I think sometimes it comes with like a little bit of a swivel to it, but it's you're like hard leaning for no reason. Like it's you're kind of in the same spot, but you're hard leaning back and forth each way.
I don't think I understand it, but that's okay. So his dragon crashes, and when the dragon crashes, all the dragons in this, by the way, make low-pitched TIE fighter sounds from Star Wars.
Like, I'm so glad you clocked that, too. I was like, what is going on?
Also, one of the characters is a cat thing. We don't get any explanation on that.
Yeah, I noticed that, too. I was like, we don't want to point out this, like, a completely otherworldly being over here. Cool.
Yeah, we're watching it. We're like, is that a cat? And then they just walk past him, and I'm like, okay.
Who's to say?
It's not a very good first episode because like a lot of the first episodes kind of like are supposed to introduce you to the world, and this one's just like, again, it's one of those shows where it's just like you could pick it up on any episode and it really doesn't matter. If you want to know who it is, go down to Toys R Us and pick up the toy, and his name's on there. Stupid kid. Anyway, the show has bad acting and everyone has a stupid name. They live in Airlandis, sorry. Ugh. The bad guy is a demon guy, and his dragon eats lava, which I don't even have time to unpack. We're already half an hour in. His whole goal is to learn the secrets of the flight crystals so they could live in the sky, and also kill all of our Airlandis because he's evil. I keep wanting to call it Arlandis. I don't know why.
I don't know, but Airlandis sounds like a new airline company.
Airlandis. Thank you for flying, Airlandis.
Oh, fuck.
We rule the sky from the dragons.
Did you... what? Okay.
It's Air Atlantis. Shut up, fact checker.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Don't take their creativity
Don't give them
spreading
points.
rumors.
This is a Coke binge and you know it.
It's probably a Coke binge that came from Air Atlantis, though, to be fair.
I know, but like we don't give them points for that. The Coke did the thinking, they didn't.
Did you clock that the crystals like look weird?
They look like ant eggs, yeah. When Brittany and I were like, we're watching them, and they're like, "We got the crystals," and I'm like, "That's a fucking bug egg."
I was like, "This looks like
it's like a termite about to hatch from it."
The first time I looked at it, I was like, "This looks like an egg," and then the next time it showed up, I was like, "That's a dog penis."
That's an escalation.
Yeah, and then I couldn't unsee
I don't
it.
see
Was
a lot
the problem.
Of those. So meanwhile, the Dragonators talk about how they all want to live on the ground. Everyone is jacked in this, by the way. Everyone, the girls too. Suddenly, there's an airquake, which is their words. So they have to go figure out what's up with the flight crystals, meaning they don't even know the full secrets of the flight crystals. They grow wings so they could fly and say shit like dragonflies maximize and let's burn some wings. You know, cool one-liner shit.
Or dragonflies vaporize, which speaking of...
Oh, they say that when they shoot their little lasers.
Yeah, which is great. Dragonflies
So
maximize. Good. Dragonflies vaporize. Dragonflies look in her eyes.
Yeah, they do this whenever they do anything.
Yeah,
this has been 8 minutes of the show so far, and these cartoons are why we have ADHD. Not this one specifically, because I didn't watch it, but other cartoons.
Well, and I also feel like this really speaks to why I want to announce everything I do, because like when I go out, I just yell, "Lesbians U-Haul!"
You do?
No.
Oh, yeah. Joke, I get it.
Ha 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 ha.
So
no, I figured that would be a joke that didn't land with you, and I was like, I'm going to still do it.
So they have to fly down to the surface to get some flight crystals, meaning the bad guys always have access to the things that they're fighting for.
Which doesn't make any fucking sense.
We can't try to guess.
We can't poke holes in this. We'd be here all day.
They gave us Swiss cheese, and you're like, well, you gave me less cheese. We get what we're paying for.
Thank God, because I didn't pay for it.
They say they see lava and go, "Look spicy," and then the token girl says, "Yeah, spicy as in hot." And I'm guessing Rachel saw this character and decided to aspire to be her.
I yelled, "Lesbians, U-Haul!"
From a female perspective, tell me, on shows like this, where they have, like, it's just a bunch of big fucking muscly men and a single female character, did you take after, like, did you, like, kind of emulate off of the female character at all? Or were you, like, not even interested?
I think as a kid, not even remotely interested, because I was a big tomboy. And, like, at the time, like, anything that was girls was, like, not as much fun. Like, you're still being diminished in some way.
Yeah, but like if you ever like played like Power Rangers and shit, like they were like, you have to be the pink ranger or the yellow ranger.
No, fuck that.
Okay, cool.
I was like, no, I'm the
because I was like
ranger.
wondering, like,
fuck off.
These shows like have like the token girl, and I'm like, what purpose was this other than we're kind of inclusive?
I don't know. I think there's definitely girls that grew up and like probably liked those characters, but I feel like I was raised in a very binary world where it was like you're either a girl and you're into girly things or you're a guy and you're into guy things, and I always thought the guy things were more interesting. And so then I was like, even if I'm a girl in the guy things world, like they're still doing girly things usually, and I was like, I don't want any of that. I want to do the fun thing.
Yeah, it's just like exactly. It's people clamor about woke all the time, but like back then this is what that looked like. This is like, yeah, we're inclusive.
Yeah, I will say, starting the last episode first, I was like, wow, they really started it off with a female character. And then going back to this episode, I was like, oh, just kidding.
I do really like the main villain, though, Dreadwing. He's a very cool design, very Satan-coded, and he's so over the top. Like, he even sounds like Tim Curry's Devil from Legend. And he even plays to it. Like, it's so sassy.
I'm so glad that you clocked that too, because immediately when he came on screen, I was like, oh my God, this is from that one movie.
Legend, yeah.
Yeah.
So Dreadwing captures the Pete guy who hot dogs. Actually, he saves him from falling in lava while his dragon fucks off. Brittany said she thought his name was Keith, and I genuinely don't know which is worse, and I stand by that.
Did you clock that the entire time they were going through, like, the rescue scene for this, at one point, one of the girls, like, baits another dragon creature or something into following her. And then she goes, "Don't you know girls like to be chased? Sorry, no touching on the first date." And I was like, what dialogue is this?
Well, it's teaching girls girl values. Anyway, so Dreadwing then lowers him into magma where a lava slug lives. That sounds an awful lot like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park, like a 1-to-1 ratio sound effect. He gets saved and clasps hands with the captain. I don't know his name. And then they say, "Flight is life," or might, or some shit. And I swear they cut the scene where they go family style on each other.
I want you to know YouTube thought it said "white is Mike."
Whoa.
I was like, all right.
Meanwhile, Dreadwing is bested by his own flame. He like shoots flame and then flies into it. And he's like, "Brr!" And it's I don't know what kind of Pixar shit that is. Peak learns the value of being cautious and not reckless. Just kidding. He's still a little asshole. This is the 90s. Instead, they just double down on being terrible people.
Yep.
Okay, final episode of this.
1.
So that's episode 1. I don't know what's happening. So the final episode I found in much better quality, which did kind of improve my opinion a little bit, sort of, kind of. It starts with an ambush on some Dragonators team led by Nora, who is a different token female girl character, but I couldn't tell at first.
They literally look like the same fucking person, just one of them has like long red hair instead of short red hair.
Exactly, yeah.
That's it.
I'm like, because I thought that was her, and I'm like, oh, did she get character development? No, it's just a different girl character.
Nope. Surprise.
Speaking of token characters, let's look at a little light-skinned in the Dragon Apocalypse. There's one character that's darker skinned. He's a cat. Anyway, so they're ambushed by what looks like mole dragon people. They're Dreadwing's minions, of course.
Did you notice
is clearly
that Dreadwing is like Edgar Allan Poe? Because he just kept going, "Nevermore, nevermore, nevermore." And I just started cracking up when I watched it.
The second half of this, he does say it a lot, and you're like,
yeah,
okay.
and you're like, what the fuck is going on over here?
Dad, eight's enough. So, Peak is clearly in love with Nora, who is a different girl from the other girl because her hair is not tucked in her helmet, same color. They're getting some amber, which is important. I think amber is the flight crystals, but they changed the name halfway through the show. But Peak falls from his dragon, just like episode 1, but Nora falls with him, so they're stuck together. See? Character growth.
Not at all, but kind of.
By the first and last episode, it feels like Peak is the main character with zero growth who only falls off dragons. That's what I've gotten so far.
Yeah, no, I think that's about right. That was my takeaway as well.
They find the amber. Apparently, it's kept by a tribe of little people who capture Nora and Peak. They're called Fist Fighters. And then they sentence Nora and Peak to being lowered into magma. Not a whole lot of growth from the first episode. And then they're saved, and Dreadwing tries to bring their temple down. So Fist Fighters and Dragonflies team up and fight Dreadwing off. Show over.
I did like that episode ended with them roasting Peak about being bad at flirting with women. I was like, nice. Yeah,
that's the only... They didn't even... Like, they were bitching at him on the first episode about being like, "Oh, you're reckless," and then like he fucking almost dies, and then they're like, "Haha, that was crazy," right? Bitch. By the end of the episode. Overall thoughts: pros, fantastic villain. I kind of liked it. Hilarious ending theme song. It's a neat-ish premise. Like there's something here.
There's substance.
Could have been.
I just don't know if it's being fully. I don't know if they've really mined that resource.
Do you have any pros at all?
I mean, not really outside of what you said. I like the villain guy the best out of all of the villains from the 3 shows that we're going to cover.
Yeah.
He was kind of my favorite just because he was a little saucy and zesty. And also, I liked the person that whoever voiced him did a really good job. Jonathan Davis, looked him up. He's done many things.
From Korn?
I don't think so.
Isn't the lead singer from Korn Jonathan Davis?
I feel like that's probably a pretty common name.
I mean, you're not wrong, but like Jonathan Davis is the singer from Korn.
Well, anyway, my best friend in high school was also a Jonathan Davis, and he wasn't the lead singer of Korn. So I feel like statistics say 50-50 on this one.
Have you ever seen them in the same room at the same time?
You know what? You're right. I haven't.
Flawless logic.
Can't fight
the cons of the show. The cons of the show is that it's just nothing but awful one-liners, terrible character design with zero diversity. I'm not even talking about how it's exclusively ripped white guys. Like, if you showed me the main character at Peak, I could not point them out in a lineup right now. The design is just meh. They're just big, bulky helmets. It was literally just to sell toys that they could just mass manufacture.
Yeah, like if we played the Who's That Pokemon game with this show, you wouldn't be able to tell because they're all just the same shape.
You could give me a character with multiple choice names. I would not be able to get it because did they even say the main guy's name?
Isn't that Peak?
No, because the captain guy is the main guy, right?
Oh, you're talking about the white-haired dude who's the son of the man with the beard? I don't know. I know somebody's name is like a white-haired Joshua. Guy too. I know somebody's name is Joshua, and I was like, what role do you play, Joshua?
Anyway, we got to move on. We spent way too much time on Dragonflies. I'm closing the book. Dragonflies is over. We're done. Moving on to our second show, 1986, SilverHawks.
I have a lot to say about this.
Same people that did Thundercats attempted a space show. The animation was done by a Japanese studio, Pacific Animation Corporation. From Wikipedia, the series is set in the 29th century, so fucking 400-something years before Dragonflies. In the fictional Limbo Galaxy, a bionic space enforcer called Commander Stargazer recruited the SilverHawks, heroes who are partly metal, partly real. They're cyborgs. They don't say that anywhere on here. This is my first time reading the Wikipedia entries, by the way. I just copied them here just to fucking...
That's so funny because I wrote down the partly metal, partly real because it's in their intro song. And I was like, partly metal, partly real, at least a little bit of figment of my imagination.
2% homoerotic. So they're recruited to fight the evil Monstar, an escaped alien crime boss who transforms into an enormous armor-plated creature with the help of Limbo's Moonstar. Joining Monstar in his villainy is an intergalactic mob consisting of Yes Man, Buzzsaw, Mumbo Jumbo, Windhammer, Molecular, Pokerface, Hardware, and the musical madness of Melodia. This is I haven't read this Wikipedia entry, but this is how every episode starts.
This is just the beginning of the episode.
Quicksilver. Formerly Jonathan Quick, he doesn't have a name anymore. Leads the SilverHawks.
That all of their their names or whatever are basically just this is their code name, and it's just part of their fucking name. I'm like, great code name, good job. I don't know who that is. Who could it be?
Quicksilver leads the SilverHawks with his metal bird companion Tallyhawk at his side. I love Tallyhawk. I don't care what you say.
No, Tallyhawk's one of my faves.
Twins. In fact, it's like one of my favorite GIFs that I have starred all the time. I have to scroll down just to even find it. Where is it? Where are you? Yeah, there you are. Hell yeah.
I didn't think... Okay, I love Tallyhawk from just watching this. I didn't realize you were going to have a fucking GIF on lock ready to go.
Yeah, it's in my favorites.
That's so good.
Because I liked SilverHawks when I was younger.
Yeah, makes sense. No, this super tracks for you. I saw a hawk at the zoo the other day and almost sent you a picture.
Hell yeah, you should have. Twins Emily and Will Hart became Steel Heart and Steel Will, the SilverHawks technician and strongman respectively. Country singing Bluegrass piloted the team's ship. Country singing Bluegrass piloted the team's ship, the Mirage, spelled with a J. But given that spelling on the Kenner toy... God, that doesn't matter. I don't know why you're telling me that, Wikipedia. Rounding out the group is the youngster from the planet of mimes named the Copper Kid, and usually Kid for short, who's a mathematical genius who speaks in whistles and computerized tones. He's like an R2-D2 fucking... Basically. Coded. Anyway, so first up, let me just read the first episode just to get through it, because if I go on a tangent, we'll never finish this.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
SilverHawks begins with a fucking 10 out of 10 banger theme song. This is what I'm talking about for the 80s, 90s. This is how you start a show.
That shit slapped. It's so good, right? It is also part of why Bluegrass is my favorite, because the whole point is that he's supposed to be doing a guitar solo in the beginning, and I was like, you know what? I like this weird little space cowboy person.
Yeah, the show starts, the song is a 10 out of 10, and then...
Did you clock that each of them have a fleshy hand?
Yeah.
They were I'm going to leave each of you with a flesh hand, and nothing else, basically?
Well, that's just to accentuate that they're part
bionic
person, too, they're cyborgy. We start with intergalactic
real,
villain Monstar in space prison. Jesus, getting some Moonstar light, which empowers him enough to escape. At first, he's like, "Hey guards, give me some of that Moonstar light," and they're like, "Lol, Lamau even no." So he manages to get some light, which turns him from a fire lion thing into an Iron Maiden robot man. He summons a space squid who attacks him because it's been a while. I don't know why he transforms. That just seems like, well, we have 2 toys, so let's make him transform into this to sell double the toys.
God damn it, I'm mad. He looks like fucking Cabby from Dinosaurs, which is a picture that I saved for myself, and now I can't easily copy and paste it to you, and I'm pissed about it.
We then get a rundown of all of the Monstar's villain team, like in the intro, but again. Then we meet the SilverHawks. The twins share a heart or something. I didn't quite... Like, I heard it and I watched it, but it didn't clock. The Copper Kid
They basically said, like, their hearts failed. And then they're like, they'll be fine. It's fine.
Real hearts don't work. Thanks, fact checker. You're right, fact checker. I would like to know, why Mime Kid, though? Because there is a mime. He speaks in boops because he's a mime. Not sure why Bluegrass insists on wearing a cowboy hat. Was this during like a John Wayne Renaissance? I don't understand Bluegrass, especially because he's not like a bluegrass singer.
I don't fucking know. That was strange for me also.
Anyway, so they're testing their suits and ship to get officially sanctioned by the Space UN or something. There's a Spock-looking elf guy who sounds like Dracula, like he talks like this. And you think that's just how those alien species sound? But then there's like a girl of the same species walks up and she just speaks like a normal person.
Like a totally fine, like a perfectly normal creature.
That's some comedy writing though. Like it wasn't intentional, but it feels like it. Where it's just like, oh, we don't all talk like that.
Like, all right, I guess this is how this is gonna be.
Anyway, the test is a success, and that's the first episode. That's it. The episode ends with with one of the standard like let's teach kids something lesson that you normally got with shows in this era. And this one covers astronomy, which is kind of cool.
Did you clock that the whatever the fuck guy looks like the leader of the UN or whatever just looks like Joseph Stalin? Also look at Cabby, because that's absolutely what the fucking Monstar guy looks like.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Monstar predates him though, so definitely. But
okay,
yeah,
well, then Cabby looks like Monstar. Monstar does not look like Cabby.
I did notice that he looked like Stalin.
Yeah, it's like a spitting image. I feel like nothing fucking
Space
happened
Stalin.
in that episode. Like I get that it was all set up, but I was like, again, going from the ADHD kid episode to this, I was like, what the fuck?
But like, you're right. Nothing happened in this first episode, and it was over. And I'm like, oh, I thought they were gonna go like try to at least fight Monstar or even like entertain the notion.
Nothing.
But that's okay. Let's get into the final episode of this show. 65 episodes later. There's an air show that's being performed. There's other characters that are like the SilverHawks that we would have met through the 65 episodes, but we skipped. Apparently, they're called minor SilverHawks, which is a normal thing in the 80s, 90s, where it's like the second expansion of like toys that came out, or like the secondary, or the Thundercats Chapter 2 shit. Hardware infiltrates the SilverHawks base with Molecular, who transforms himself into the SilverHawk jet. Molecular is a god, by the way. He's just, I'm going to transform into a person and have their powers. I'm just going to transform into anything. I'm going to transform into a jet, and I'm going to have propulsion, and I can survive through space.
Molecular?
What the fuck is Molecular doing?
He's sick as fuck. I also love at some point when they... I'll let you say your next part, and then I'll get to it.
Yeah, so Monstar attacks the air show while Molecular flies the SilverHawks away. Tallyhawk saves them, and they hitchhike their way in space back to the air show to thwart Monstar's attack, which is a grade A plot. It also takes them like 10 minutes. Like, oh, let's just hitchhike. Somebody will be here.
It'll be fine. It's not deep space or anything. After Tallyhawk attacks Molecular as the spaceship or whatever, he's like, I'm done with this, and then turns back into his normal, back into like a normal form or whatever. And one of the Silverhawks goes, you mean Mirage has been Molecular the whole time? And I'm like, what a fucking thing to drop in the last episode. Also, gravity apparently existed. Because he disappeared and they started falling. And they had to catch someone. I was like, can't you all fly through space? What is happening?
SilverHawks doesn't do a good job of which is funny because, like, at the end of every episode, they do, like, an astronomy lesson, but they're still like, I don't know
never
what
covered gravity
is,
in space.
Deep space, that's basically the back road in Montana. Somebody will be by eventually. So they beat Monstar as they would any other episode, which means that other than new characters dropped on us, there was no real reason to watch this show. Also, a thing that I had is, I don't know if I wrote it down, but like, I hate that we get the intro for the show and they're like, this is what happens. And I thought that, like, they talked about the air show and molecular turning, and I thought that was like a previously on, but that was just them explaining the whole fucking episode. There's no reason to watch the show now. They just gave us like a little Wikipedia
they gave you
paragraph.
The snapshot.
It's kind of pointless.
Much like your Wikipedia paragraph, the intro song covered it all.
Yeah.
I did really love that, like, the first episode very much started with, it felt like they were taking space seriously, where it's like they had their commander guy in one seat being like, this has happened, and then them off in space like, we're doing our moonwalk. Please give me details. You're breaking up. Like, just like weird little space things. And then we get to this episode where it has lost any and all structure. And there's now gravity and fuck you can ride a motorcycle through space now. Who cares?
Yeah. So overall thoughts. Pros. Character design is clean and unique. Villains are like proper goofy in the best way. That's how these things used to be.
They reminded me of like One Piece style villains, where they're just like, they're kind of goofy, but they're also kind of good at what they're doing at the same time.
Yeah, like everything has like a purpose to its design. It is very anime. You're right, but like this was made by a Japanese studio, so like
which I fucking loved.
It kind of had like an anime thing, like Max Level. Banger theme song. Holy shit. SilverHawks is like such a good song too. Like it is on the same level as Thundercats, like, because they were the same people. Some degree of plot, more so than Dragonflies, I'll say. Cons. Dialogue is fucking abysmal. It sounds like everyone is a day drinker, but this is 1986, I suppose. The introduction before the theme song just gives us the full plot of the episode. I said that. It's a weird choice. It's 1986, but this feels like the show is from the 70s, which may be a pro depending on who you ask. There's also not a lot happening per episode. The transitions are very jarring because, like, there'll be like somebody talking with music and then it just cuts to like space. Yeah. Also, no real ending.
Did you like how the ending of the last episode was just the commander being like, we did nothing right today, but that's okay. We had fun, didn't we, kids?
Yeah.
That cracked me up. Yeah, I liked, whatever the fuck, the dragon wing.
Dreadwing.
Thank you, Dreadwing from the first one. I just felt like Monstar never really actually did anything, probably because we only watched 2 episodes, but I was like, you're like, at no point do we really do anything with you.
He sure talked about doing a lot, that's for sure.
Yeah, he did. Boy monologues.
Getting into our last one, Adventures of the Gummi Bears. 1985. By the way, this show, Adventures of the Gummi Bears, 1985, SilverHawks, 1986. I want you to remember that year difference. Gummi Bears came out a year before SilverHawks. Okay?
Yeah.
Adventures of the Gummi Bears, spelled with an I because these aren't gummy bear candies, but are loosely based on them. I don't know the talks that got this, but whatever.
This was also like a cocaine-fueled dream.
Yeah, like, They already like set it up like they had a cocaine like night and then they like started writing the shit and then realized in the morning like Gummi Bears is a trademark and they're like, shit,
fuck,
we don't own that. From Wikipedia, Adventures of the Gummi Bears takes place in a medieval fairy tale world and focuses on a group of 6 gummy bears, a race of anthropomorphic bears with great skills in magic and technology. The group lives in an underground secret settlement of Gummi Glen within the forests of the kingdom Dunwin. Long ago, the Gummi Bears had a powerful and highly developed civilization, but were persecuted by human armies who sought access to the Gummi Bears' knowledge and ultimately drove almost all the Gummi Bears north. Most of the Gummi Bears then settled on a continent unknown to humans and were forgotten over time. They are now generally considered a legend by humans, but few know they still exist. Throughout the Gummi Bears' search for their heritage, old ruins and intact buildings with some high-tech devices are repeatedly discovered. Getting into the intro. First episode. The intro is fucking top-notch. It's catchy. It outlines the plot. This is Disney during their peak. Gummi Bears. Bouncing here and there and everywhere.
Yeah, this is for sure like the same era as early Care Bears and Robin Hood. And this era of Disney always makes me want to eat a turkey leg because there's always like
weird.
Well, no, like it opens to a character eating like a chicken leg or a turkey leg. And the way that they did the fleshy like bite off just always reminds me of those like Renaissance turkey legs that are massive. And I was like, damn, it just makes me want to eat a giant turkey leg.
There's certain childhood like animations like Land Before Time of Spike eating that grass, like that shit, like or how tree stars look and you're like, God, it makes me want a salad hard. Just me? Okay. So we start with Duke Sigmund Igthorn, that's a name, plotting to attack the kingdom of Dunwin while Kevin gets bullied for believing in gummy bears because he has a medallion.
I like that they just made like a mispronounced Kevin. This is Kevin.
I kept thinking Calvin, but yeah.
Yeah, it kept sounding like right. Kevin, but like if somebody had like a, I don't know, like a speech impediment or something, like Kevin, or they're from somewhere else.
So ogres attack Kevin's camp, causing them to abandon Kevin. He knocks an ogre out with a ham, despite the ogre wearing a helmet, but whatever.
No big deal.
Kevin is rescued by gummy bears who are focused on the medallion he has because it's an artifact of their history.
I did really like that there's lore that they're afraid humans are going to eat gummy bears. And I'm like, wow, it's like our dimensions briefly touched.
Just briefly.
Yeah.
Tips touching in the night. They attempt to run away via gummy berry juice, which makes them all bouncy, but an ogre attack sends Kevin tumbling with. He's given gummy berry juice, which is different for humans because it makes them super strong. Kevin gives a speech about how the gummy bears aren't helping society, which sort of inspires them to help, I guess. The Duke learns that gummy bears are real from this and becomes obsessed. Kevin takes credit for saving the kingdom, and the gummy bears' existence stays secret. Pretty decent intro plot, I think.
Yeah, it was not bad.
Yeah, like this isn't like a... Like you're coming in like fucking episode 10 and like, oh, well, you should know everybody by now, or at least we'll give you an intro. Like, no, this is like, hey, I exist, you exist, we're meeting. Introductions, character growth.
Yeah, I think it did again, I mean, this is made by Disney in its prime era, so it did a good job. Show's not bad.
So going to the final episode of season 6.
And this is the only one that made it out of season 1 that we're covering today.
I read somewhere that SilverHawks was 2 seasons, but I don't believe it. So
I couldn't find that. So I don't believe it either.
It said like season 1, season 2, but then Wikipedia said 1 season. I'm like, okay, I'm going with that. I don't care. Yeah. If you worked on SilverHawks and you're like yelling at us right now, which is
fucking
weird,
send us the final episode. We'll make a new review.
Wrap it up too, please. By the way.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Kevin, along with Cubby Gummi, Gruffy Gummi, and Tummy Gummi, every gummy has like a rhyming name, are accompanied by another gummy bear introduced somewhere in the 65 episodes that we didn't watch, named Sir Thornberry. Different sort of dynamic of a name.
Guy.
They traveled to Ursalia, the gummy bear city, so there was definitely some plot development within the episodes.
Yeah, we've definitely evolved like different types of gummy bears.
Yeah. Cavan takes the test of the Barbics to prove himself to the layman gummy bears with Buddy the Barbic in training. God, that's a sentence. During the test, some satyr poachers pursue them. These satyrs are the most hilarious depiction of satyrs I've ever seen.
They remind me of the Hercules satyrs that are just like, they're just kind of weird, but they're like inflated versions.
Very much so. They're big and stupid. Their incompetence and bad luck is their own undoing. And this episode also has sentient quicksand, which is fun. The satyrs capture Sir Thornbury, Gruffy, and Ursa, the lesbian gummy bear. Prove me wrong. She's
U-Haul.
She's a very, like...
Oh, obviously. She's like the type of lesbian that forces you into things you don't want to do, like not in a sexual way, but then is like, aren't you glad I'm a strong woman? You're like, oh my God, please.
We should do a podcast together. Ugh, fine.
Exactly.
The satyrs captures So Cavan and Buddy must rescue them, which grants them both a passing grade of the Bardics. GG over. Overall thoughts of the show. Pros, great animation, great tangible plot development, at least 20% more than both of the other ones put together. Great voice acting, great theme song. This shit is the standard. It's actually on record as, quote unquote, starting an era of artistic improvement in television animation. This was the show that went on to give us DuckTales, Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers, New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. All of that came from Gummy Bears. It's incredible.
Also, I don't know if you clocked it, but Zumi Gummi is Tigger, Jim Cummings. I was like, this has to be, and it is indeed.
Only after like season 3 or 4 or something. His first voice actor was the voice actor of Tigger.
That's what?
No. You said that it's Jim Cummings who voiced Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, but at first it was
Tigger.
Yeah.
Zumi. What are you saying? You said
I'm
voiced Winnie the Pooh?
I'm purposely confusing you. I'll stop the bit now and actually articulate it. So Zumi Gummi was originally voiced by Paul Winchell from like season blah 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 to blah blah blah. Where is it? Seasons 1 through 5 was Paul Winchell, who voiced Tigger in the original Winnie the Pooh franchise from 1968 to 1999. He died, unfortunately. That happens in life. And was taken over by Jim Cummings, who did voice Tigger in the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. He also voices Winnie the Pooh.
Well, my 3-second Google search didn't come up with all of that, but thank you. Yes, that is fun. I mean, that makes sense. Either way, it makes sense that he sounds like Tigger.
Yeah,
Regardless of where you are in the series.
Let's just use the new guy.
Yeah.
Also, I like that Jim Cummings, legendary, by the way. I like that Jim Cummings voices Tigger and Winnie the Pooh.
Solid choice. Talent.
Cons. No definitive end. I even looked in the last couple episodes before this one, and there's kind of like a point where it's like a 2-parter where they're fighting the Duke, and it kind of shit happens after that, so it's doesn't really count. The show is simple and formulaic, but not necessarily a bad thing for a children's cartoon. Also, I have the theme song stuck in my head, and it took 10 years last time to get it out. So here we are.
I can't wait for another 10 years to go by and it to get stuck again.
Now I'm excited for the next time we do this, what other 3 shows we're going to do. But I think this is a good start because
No, this is fun.
Obviously Dragonflies, and then I was also thinking SilverHawks. And I had in the back of my head, we got to do Gummy Bears at some point, right? And then I'm asking you, and you said, how about Gummy Bears? And I'm like, damn, that's
Same
kismet.
page.
That's, of course, yes, Gummy Bears. Gummy Bears is a 10 out of 10. That's a good show to just put on in the background. If you have new children, put that on for them. Shit's good. Don't put on the crap that's on now. It's not bad, but,
I feel like it is fewer.
Make your children grow up the way I grew up.
Make tiny gamages. You won't ever regret it.
Never.
Ever in your life. Oh, fuck. All right, Gamage. Besides watching 80s cartoons this week, what have you been listening to?
Labyrinth has a new album out. He's the guy who released the song Mount Everest, which is a certified global banger, if you don't know. He also does the music in Euphoria. So he does hip hop kind of gospel, techno, orchestra, operatic. Labyrinth spelled with an I, not a Y. But this new album means, of course, there's a season 3 of Euphoria nearing. This album is called Cosmic Opera Act 1, and it's very true to its name. Very operatic, very orchestraic at times. Some gospels in there too, and I'm loving it so far. My favorite song is SWMF. I was listening to this song and I'm going, damn, I really like this. What's it called? SWMF? What does that stand for? And immediately after the thought forms, the song just goes, Star Wars, motherfucker. It's a 10 out of 10 song. I loved it.
Good shit. Star Wars, motherfucker.
But it like repeats it, Star Wars, motherfucker, Star Wars, motherfucker, Star Wars, motherfucker. And I'm like, okay.
They're like, you stupid bitch.
Sorry I asked. I also liked Debris. It's a very fitting introduction to the album. And Still in Love with the Pain is very unique. In fact, what I was talking about earlier is that every song on this album sounds like no other. What I was just talking about Somber, where I'm like, every song is kind of like, you know, if you play 2 songs, you're like, which one's this one? I'm like, I don't know. Like, they all kind of sound like the same song, but a little bit different. Nothing on this album is like another song. They're all fucking unique and great.
Fuck yeah. I'm pretty hyped about that.
Yeah, because, I mean, have you ever listened to Mount Everest? Everybody has. Like,
maybe.
Put it on probably. And you'll be like, oh, no. I know the song. You'll put it on. It's got like 350 million streams on just YouTube. Like,
I'm just hyped for operatic.
It's very good. That's what I've been listening to, and I've been off-brand Gamage, and have fun with your...
We're not quite there yet. Slow your roll.
Okay.
I have been listening to, I have a quick one for you, because it's a small artist that I followed for a long time, and I have recommended him before, but he just put out a new song, and I'm hoping he's actually putting out a new album this year, because he hasn't in like a couple years, but we'll see. But his name is Taunted, spelled, I don't know why I stopped being able to spell that. TAWNTED, Taunted. But the new song that he put out is Mr. Lonely. He does kind of like a little bit of rap, but not in like the kind of rap that you think, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's like rappy mixed with sort of like a lo-fi sound most of the time.
Yeah, mine too. Like when I looked him up, because I've known him before, but I'm like, what genre technically is this? And like Google's like rap, and I'm like, I kind of disagree.
I got like 6 different answers from Google. It was like rap, country, which was way out of left field, and then like alternative or something.
For your guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Google just doesn't know shit, because when I Googled Labyrinth, it's just like rap, and I'm like, there's a lot more happening here. Like occasionally there's some like hip hop elements, but like there's a lot more like electronic, there's a lot more orchestraic, like gospel, whatever, man.
Yeah, usually what I like about this guy is his lyrics are usually quite deep. Like there's a couple songs of his where people think that he's talking about like going through a breakup with an ex or whatever, and he's actually talking about, I think he came from like a religious cult when he was younger. So a lot of his songs are actually talking about like him breaking up with God and that feeling like a toxic relationship. And then recently some of his other songs have been more about like what it is to explore the world now that he's not in that situation.
That's really cool. I like that, like kind of like an expansion. Like once you kind of like get rid of the barriers you have, like the world becomes so much bigger.
Yeah, but I kind of dig that his lyrics can be taken multiple different ways, but they're usually pretty meaningful, which I enjoy. So yeah, Taunted, Mr. Lonely is the new song. Thank you guys for listening. If you liked what you heard, or you have a recommendation for a terrible fucking child's 80s show, we would love to watch it, because we have nothing better to do. Please like and subscribe on whatever your most favorite podcasting place is. And if you want us to talk about a thing, please email us at whtpah@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at We Have That Podcast at Home, all one giant long word spelled correctly. Or you can follow us at whtpah on Blue Sky. Next week, we'll be tackling the illustrious, the wonderful, the fine art of it's true crime, bitch.
Ooh,
or as I've been calling it, Autism Hour.
We can't call. You keep saying that. I'm like, I don't know if we can.
I think we can call it that.
Okay.
Objectively, I think the two of us specifically are allowed to.
I mean, we have parts together. Maybe like a Windsor twin powers activate is like a full autistic person. Maybe, I guess, sort of.
It's a spectrum gamage.
Here, a fact checker, get your hand on this magic Space Jam basketball and put your autism.
There we go. And now we're all put together.
The fact that I compared it to the fucking Space Jam basketball, like, I think that that might just qualify
I think that justifies us. Thank you. Oh, fuck.
Anyway, I've been Off-Brand Gamage.
And I've been Off-Brand Rachel. And this has been We Have That Autism. I mean, We Have That podcast at home. Love you, bye.